ever condemned to taste burdened air and churning ash, racked for eternity, with obdurate pride and steadfast hate. We, who chose never to yield or submit, strived to make a heaven of hell. We raised our great capital, Pandemonium, from which his dark majesty ruled, till vanished he did from his infernal throne. From our strongholds deep we now rage against one another, each fixing our plans upon the throne. Here, at last, I shall be free. To reign is worth ambition, though in this place of darkness made visible, better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
There we are. It is here. Finally, it's Solium Infernum. I can't wait to be able to sort of show this game off. I'm just going to get straight into an actual game and start to explain what's going on, and then we'll go through it in detail as to what's what. As I say, this is one of my most anticipated games of the year. I hope I can do justice to just how impressive this game actually is. So bear with me, guys. This is going to probably take me a few goes at getting right to be able to do justice to what this thing actually does bring. Okay, so what's it all about? We start off here at Pandemonium. The Dark Majesty has vanished, so basically the Dark Lord has gone from Pandemonium. Pandemonium is the seat of power. There is a conclave of Pandemonium that howls for a replacement. These are sort of like the Lords of the Realm that are looking for an Archfiend to essentially take over the role as the Dark Majesty of Hell. And so it's a game played in Hell, essentially, is what we're doing. We're trying to become the Lord of Hell. Now, one of the interesting things about this one, you sort of think that a game about Hell would be all about combat and ruthlessness and so on and so forth. It is ruthless, but it's ruthless through subterfuge, deceit, and backstabbing, as well as through combat. Combat plays pretty a more minor role, to be honest. And depending on who you actually play as, you're going to have different bonuses to do different sorts of things. There's so many different paths to victory in this game. It's really quite amazing. Also, I don't think I mentioned it at the start there, but it's this game is a fantastic single-player game, but it really shines as a multiplayer game because of this whole subterfuge aspect. This is the best diplomacy game I think I've ever seen. In terms of there was a game called Diplomacy which I did enjoy back in the day, but that holds nothing to this game, and they've done such a good job as having a computerized game of where the diplomacy is just so well done. Yeah, this is going to be something really, really quite special, I think. Hopefully it's a big community that starts to play it and not just a small community, because the game does have complexity, and I've been trying to rack my brains as how do I present the game to excite you but also to cover all of the different things that the game actually has. I think I'm just going to work my way through it. This is not going to be an actual gameplay video. I will be doing other gameplay videos where I do go through it, but I just wanted to present you with the full scope of what this game actually does bring. So anyway, Pandemonium is the seat of power. Just go continue. We then start off with our own seat of power, back over through here, which happens to be right next to Pandemonium. This is Astaroth. We're playing as Astaroth in through here. Now, Astaroth starts off with his seat of power, the stronghold. We also have a legion back over through here, the blood of Astaroth. We control cantons in around the actual in around the location itself. The map itself is really, really small, so you can see that Pandemonium's there. Let's just go the other side. And there's Pandemonium again. It's a tiny, tiny little map. So the actual map itself is not sprawling all over the place. The other players also then have their own strongholds and their own legions on the actual map as well. Now, one thing you'll also notice is you've got these places of power, and so these you want to control. The objective of the game is to build up your prestige. The higher the prestige that you actually command, the more the conclave of Pandemonium will then support your right to rule. And so every turn they actually have like a favourite of whoever essentially has got the most prestige in the actual game itself. So the game is all about getting prestige. It's not about winning wars unless that gives you prestige. It's a bit hard to sort of, like, it doesn't make a real lot of sense. By the way, that was that's the face in the sand that we sort of saw it at the start. It's like, oh God, I love this game. I just love it. This is facing the sand. And so these places of power, if I click on these, I'll just sort of show what they are. This one gives prophecy strength of +2 if you do get hold of it. Now, the way that this one works, it's got 11 points here, 11 hit points, and it doesn't do it. Look, there's 3 phases in combat. There's a ranged phase, a melee phase, and then an infernal phase. Now, this one has got everything in infernal. And also this one does give another +2 prestige, so it's not bad if we could actually get hold of that one. Now, our forces here have only got 6 hit points. It's quite simple to look and see what's going on. 6 hit points, and we do actually have 3 ranged attack and 9 melee attack. So we do a total of 12. This has only got a total of 11. So we'd be able to kill it off or take it before it gets to the infernal phase. Now, just double check. There's nothing in here that says infernal goes first or anything like that, because that can be the case. And so all of them are very, very unique. So this is a testament of tyrants, which again is 6 range, 9 melee. Going to be difficult to take. This one's got wrath +1. That would be a really good one for us because we're wrath driven. Now, what does that mean? There's so much to talk about. So with the actual game itself, we've got like some major areas that we need to go in to manage things, not every turn, but just when we feel like it. And the first one of those is the sanctum. This is our inner sanctum. So improve your powers, plot schemes, and increase your rank. So when we click on this one through here, this gives us a bit of a summary as to where we are. Now, every time we start up a new game, we end up getting a random event card. And so this one has come in. And to play that one, we would need, you can see there, the cost is 3 Ichor and 2 Hellfire, which is these up through here. So there's 4 different resources. We've got Souls, we've got Ichor, we've got Hellfire, and we have Darkness. And so at the moment, we've got 3 Souls, 5 Ichor, 4 Hellfire, and 3 Darkness. Now, these also come randomly, which I'll show you when we just get out of this area, to bring in an angelic host. So an angelic host ascends upon the field of hell in an attempt to cull 1 legion per archfiend by order of who has the most. So essentially this is something we could play later on in the game if somebody starts to get more legions than what we actually have. So this is a card that we can play. We just need to sort of as one of our orders. Now, we've only got 2 orders at the start. We can eventually get a 3rd one, but they've only got 2. So this would take up one of those order slots if we did play it, and it would then just go around and start to try to kill off 1 legion from each player. It's fairly difficult. We don't want to play it, of course. Like if I do click on it, it will then be, I'd have to then pay for it and then play it, but I won't do that, of course. And this one just goes through a bit of a summary as to what we have in here as well. I've got to say the user interface is really, really well done. It sort of covers so much of the game. Back over through here, we've got our prestige. We also then have a special ability. This is a dark art. And so we have the Draconic Razier. Now, we always have this playing as Astaroth. He's like the Dragon Lord. And so a unique diplomatic declaration that puts Astaroth and his rival Archfiend into open hostilities for a single turn. So again, that would then cost us an order to then go and play that one. We also have, when we start the game, a couple of little bonuses. So in this case, we've got a Ring of Command. We can actually get 2 more legions than what we would normally have. And we also can then get this is the Amulet of Soldier's Vigor, which gives us the controlled legions receive a bonus to their melee attribute equal to the Archfiend's Wrath score power. So the Wrath score, if we go into powers, have a bit of a look at that one through here, you can see that we've got 2 Wrath starting off as Astaroth. We don't have anything in Deceit or in it's off. I've made the user interface a little bit larger, so it's just off the screen through here. But this is actually the prophecy area. Destruction, we've got 1, and we also have 1 in bully. In charisma. And so this allows us to do different other sorts of bonuses, and we can buy these to get more along the way. Like this one here would cost me 3 souls, 2 Ichor, 2 Hellfire, and 2 Darkness to then go be able to pick up the next one as well if I wanted to. And again, if I could just click on it, it would then fill in, like I'd fill the slot. I can just go and auto select if I wanted to. Just go in there, and then I can just go and pay. It becomes an order. So we can then improve our charisma as one of the orders that we then go and do if we wanted to. So that will then just give us other things we could do, but we won't do that. We're just going to right click on that one. We reset it because it's really until we end the turn we can do anything we like. So nothing is sort of it's a turn-based game, absolutely. And it really just comes down to what are you going to do in the two phases. I've got to say the mechanics are so good in this game. Like they're better than the original, by the way. Like I know that there'll be people who have played the original. You may not have played it for many years, and you may look back on it fondly and sort of think, oh, they had more arc fiends than this one's got. And yes, that's true. They had more of this, more of that, and that's all true as well. But this is so much better in so many other different ways. Like for example, I think you could have up to 6 order slots. But they've kept it to 3. They've limited certain things, but it has made the game so much better as a multiplayer and as a Deceit type game. It's there was a bit of randomization, for example, in the original game. That's all gone. So which is normally for me, I'd be wanting a little bit of that, but no. This is purely comes down to what you do and how you play your cards. Or not just your cards, but your rituals and so on and so forth. So that's the powers. These will be important to try to raise these up because it does give different bonuses. There we go. Whenever we get to this phase here, no matter where it is, we do unlock the 3rd order. So we then get to 3rd order at that stage. The rank is also, we start off as a Baron of Hell, and we can also, we'll be wanting to spend prestige to raise our rank over the time that we're in the game itself. Now, we don't have enough to raise it just yet, but again, if we did, that would be another order to raise that particular rank. So that's the Sanctum area. If we just go back out. The next one across is the Diplomacy, where we can then go and talk. Now, nobody's really doing anything with Diplomacy just yet, but there's an awful lot we can do in Diplomacy. And I know that a lot of you guys actually do talk a lot about how you want games that have got really meaningful Diplomacy. This is it. This is unbelievably good. Now, the way it works, it takes a few turns of going back and forwards negotiating through the conclave of Pandemonium to then do anything. So, for example, if I wanted to pick on Elspeth in through here, I would then conduct Diplomacy. It would then come back through, and I'd have then different things that I could then go and do. Now, I get to see what she's chosen here. So she's got Lure of Excess, and she also has the Crown of Alacrity. Now, when you actually do when you do actually play the game, or when you start the game, you've got choice over what you bring in here. And believe me, it makes a massive difference in the game, depending on what you do choose for this little area in here. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And you didn't have that in the original game. The original game allowed you to build your own Arc Fiends, which it was too broad. This is so much better, what they've done here, with the limitations that they actually have. So, and the rank as well. This one is just everyone's going to be starting off as just a Baron of Hell, a Baroness of Hell in this case. And so we've got different things. We can make demands of them. So we can sort of demand certain, like we can start the process. And so if we make the demand, they can either accede to the demands and pay what we want, or we can then declare a vendetta against them and then try to take things from them. So it becomes quite a quite an important thing. We can also extort if we had that one unlocked. We can't do that one because of we need to be a rank of Duke before we can actually do the extortion. But it's very, very cool the way it does work. In fact, if I go to demand in through here, the demand would be 3 tribute tokens in this case. Again, we can sort of change a few things with this one. If we just go and confirm that one, it means that they would be paying us, wanting to pay 3 of these. Now, again, it's not immediate, it's here. So I can right click. So I can right click this one through here. By the way, these characters were largely from the original game, but so there's, I forget how many there were in the original game, but anyway, we don't need more than the ones we have here at this stage. I hope that there'll be other DLCs that will then add in some of the others. We can also insult them as well, so discredit, denigrate, or deride your opponent for prestige, where they may choose to fight back. So a barbed jibe now, or a clash of blades later. And so again, we can choose those actions. Again, we can't do humiliate, so you must attain the infernal rank of Prince to unlock the humiliate action, so we can't do that one without actually hitting that other rank, but we can do an insult in through here, and the prestige rager is 5, and so insult Elspeth for prestige. They may reject your insult, but will be forced to declare a vendetta against you at that stage. So it's sort of one of those things we can push things along, where within the rules of the conclave. The conclave is really quite important. So if we just go and confirm, that's really cool. Anyway. You've got declare, so declare a commander 2 week to live. Now this is something we can't do because it requires a blood feud, And again, that's something that requires a lot of build up to have the conclave allow you to do that one. So it's that's something where the conclave eventually needs to you need to have like different vendettas and things, prosecute 3 vendettas against them. So far we have 0. And then we've got assert weakness as well. So Espeth must accept 3 of your demands in a row. And then we can sort of do the full-on declaration if that was the case. So again, you've got to be careful what you accede to. That's the declaration. You've got propose, so you can be friendly. You can offer to be a bloodlord or to be vassalized, so you can actually then become their vassal. And this may be something you need to do in the game just to survive. You could send emissary as well, so send tribute to Espeth. You will enter a temporary armistice should they accept, but they may choose to reject or execute your emissary instead. And so you're essentially to do this one, you are paying prestige, you're betting prestige to do all these different sorts of things, but it does eventually give you an advantage one way or another to be able to do what you then need to do. And then finally you've got your Dark Art as well. So once declared, Draconic Razzia allows both Archfiends to invade each other's territory for 1 turn without requiring a vendetta. So this one is a high prestige wager to then go and place this one into it. But that's the one we started with. So they've got their Dark Art is the Lure of Excess. So these are the diplomatic orders. Again, it's very, very well done. And it seems simple, but it really does add an awful lot as to just when to put the right sort of pressure on, when to make a demand, when to insult, things like that. It's a game that's easy-ish enough. So I won't say it's easy to play and difficult to master. It's medium to play, but difficult to master with these sorts of things. It really does keep on sort of going on and on and on with all the different aspects of I guess the layers of intricacy in the actual game itself. But anyway, that's where a lot of your subterfuge will then take place. Now, a lot of it is bluff as well, and so we've got another. Actually, the next one is the bazaar. The bazaar is where you buy certain goods and things like that as well. And again, we can only got 2 actions, so we have to choose what we would then do wisely. Now, if you've done the tutorial, you'll know that you had Boon as one of your praetors, which doesn't, like, these are random, so that it may not show up, the one that you started off initially. But these can then be applied to either your places of power or to your actual legions themselves. And they have different levels as well. You can see there that Zul is a level 2. Back in through here, which gives +1 to melee, and also gives the Unholy Crucible. So adds an additional 2 Ica and 2 Holy Fire tribute tokens to offerings if attached to a place of power. So that would then sort of give us a lot of those sorts of resources if we did attach it there. So praetors are sort of your commanders, on the field. Legions, of course, are what you start off with your own legion, but you can then bring in these as well. And again, these have got different sorts of experience levels that do come in, different combat abilities as well. Like this one is very similar to what we actually have, except this is a ravine walker, so it can freely enter ravine cantons, which no one else can. So this one can actually cross over areas that normally other legions wouldn't be able to access. Again, expensive to buy the legions. Artifacts can also then be attached to legions. And this is where you won't really know what's going on, where you sort of think, okay, look, have they got something that adds something that we weren't aware of, like Infernal 4, for example. This one here is fairly expensive. We can't afford it, of course. We can't afford any of these. Actually, no, even that one we can't quite afford. Nearly. The Drums of Woe. So this has got a deafening thrum, so negates the opposing legion's named abilities. So that's sort of where we've got, again, different abilities that would then come back in through, depending on what we had chosen. And then finally, manuscripts as well, which can give you other bonuses if you can collect all of the different sort of book that you're looking for. Again, these are cheap because you will be wanting to pick these up. So again, to buy them, it's going to take you an order to go and get one of these. So that's that's essentially the shop, or the bazaar. And then finally we've got the ritual chamber, which is another place that you'll be wanting to prepare a lot. So when we go into the ritual chamber, we have different random, I'm pretty sure that they're random actually. I think these are random rituals that we end up getting at the start of the game, or they may be, actually they may come from what we have. So these if we go back again, we've got elocution, enfeeble, and witness the martyr. Yeah, that's a wrath ritual. That's a destruction ritual, and that's a charisma ritual. Yeah, no, these come from the power setup that we have at the start of the game, and so we can go and place these into different slots and start to do something with this. So sacrifices a friendly legion on Hell's burning altar so that the target ally can receive extra points. So if we had a really, really weak one, we could then go and add that one to add the points to another legion. Enfeeble, so this one here saps the target's will, temporarily reducing one of their attributes by 2 to 4. And so this one here is the must be in a vendetta. Essentially, the target is the enemy legion or place of power. So we can weaken something with a fairly simple ritual. That's the destruction. And this one is charisma. So the ensorcelled conclave temporarily grants you 1 additional vote. So we can use that as with charisma. So these are different rituals that we can then go and play. Again, we can unlock more of these by leveling up and getting a higher rank. So that's sort of, you can see the intricacy of just these main areas. Like, it's really quite cool. You don't spend a lot of time in there, but there's, you do spend enough to sort of be able to figure things out, I guess, or to sort of have plots and plans of how you want things to actually then sort of operate. I skipped over one of the other things at the front through here, because I sort of started to just go through the powers when I was talking about, these actual, like the wrath, the deceit, the prophecy, destruction, and charisma, because these are the setups that we have, but we can change these over time as well. But you also then have these schemes, and these are really, really interesting. That allows you to do all sorts of weird and wonderful things as well. Like, you can actually sort of go and build a plot, and so you plot, it goes into that first one there, and it chews up one of your areas to then be able to you'll then be given a lot of choices as to what you can then go and do. I won't do it just yet, but that's something you may also want to be doing. Now let's just go back out. So that's another aspect of which, again, you'll be using that a lot. I can sort of, like that happens a lot, where you've got different plots going on where you're almost betting that you can do something or that something will happen, and then you make sense out of that. You've also got a history of what's been going on if you've sort of been playing for any length of time. Also, I'll just go back out and press escape. You also have, which I think is really cool, like a little notepad where you can sort of just, if you're trying to remember what you're doing, particularly if you're playing multiple multiplayer games, you may want to be just trying to keep track of different things. So you do actually have a notepad here to keep note, which I think is great. I wish more games would do that. It's a nice little way of having things work. Well, we can take on the face in the sand. Let's just keep on playing until we actually take this one out. What we'll do is we will look at our tribute offering. We ended up getting a double here, where we got a little bit of this particular coin is one where we've got 2 different resources on the one. In this case, we had 0 of the souls and the darkness, but we had 1 hellfire and 1 ichor, and we also had another hellfire through there, so that we've got like 4 hellfire there essentially. And then this one here, we also picked up 2 and 1, so 2 of the ichor and 1 darkness, and we also picked up another soul there. So that's just to show what we ended up getting at the start. And again, it's random what that will be. We'll also then have, this is like objectives that we may be wanting to sort of, like once we start to get plots and things, that will become an objective for us. Or if we have a vendetta, there'll be an objective of what we need to do with that. So there's a whole lot of different things we get to do. It's really such an incredibly rich game. Now, one of the common things you'll be doing is asking for tribute. So if we seek tribute, let's just say I want to be marching this guy down towards the face in the sand, or to the wrath of the testament of tyrants. Either one of those two would be fine. So I'll probably end up taking this one out first. So we'll just go across, and so if I go and select this one, I've then got like the march command, and so I can then just go and click it there and then down towards where we're going, and then that creates a movement order. And then probably what you'd be thinking, okay, look, let's just ask for tribute, and we would then just do that. When we do that, this then becomes accessible because we've now given it 2 orders. What I'd suggest that you do, unless the way it works with the turn marker, and I'll show you that when we actually end our turn, is that it goes through all of the Archfiends. It plays all of their first order first, then it plays all of their second orders one after the other, and then and the third if they've got the third as well, and then it will do any rituals and anything else that you've done after all of that. So it's important to know the order, because there may be times when you need to get in first before someone else. So it's important to know what order you're in as well, which we'll go through that in just a minute. So you need to sort of know where you sort of stand in the order of the Archfiends, because that changes turn by turn. But one thing I'd suggest, if you don't need to worry about the order, and in this case, actually one thing I could do would be to move to there instead and just take another canton and then move down. Then I'd be there for the next one, but I still wouldn't be able to take it. I'll do it this way still, because I can still end up there, take that one, and then move down and grab that one the turn after, if Belial doesn't actually take it himself, which he may not do actually. Actually, no, that one's too hard. Okay, no, forget that. So thinking of this one, that one's too hard as well. And Belial doesn't have a hell of a lot. Good range, but that's about it. So, what I would suggest you do, if you've done something where the first one doesn't really matter that much, ditch it and make your tribute into your first order. If it's in the first order, the way it works with the tributes is it also goes from order to order to order, and you do tend to get whoever gets their dibs in first for the tribute will get the best tribute for that round. And so if you don't need to be moving or doing something in a particular order in that first phase, do your tribute there and then do your order. So I'm just going to go and grab the order through here, just go and click on it again, and I'm not going to spend a hell of a lot of time here. In fact, yeah, I'll do that one and we'll just end our turn. So it then's going to go through and show what everyone else is doing, and that must be moving across to the Palace of Gluttony, I would guess. That one may be coming down to try to then take it. So openly we get to see a lot of stuff that's going on, but we don't get to see a lot of... Yeah, so we were the last player to move in this particular... well, now it's the second phase. Okay, we're now into turn 2, and so actually we did actually have the place of power. This is now we're all essentially the Conclave Regent. We've just gone up by 1 extra point because that's what we get from our place of power. We end up with getting 1 point each. We're all at the same level in through here, but he's now the Regent. So the Regent moves first every turn, and so it's now passed from us across to Belial. And so Belial will now be the one that ends up moving for the next one first, and then we'll be the last one to move. So if there was an attack going in, we would miss out on any of the goods. But let's just go continue, and we'll see when we come up that it is now moved across to there. So this is just showing that he's now the Regent. We have tribute. The only message we had was actually the tribute, and we do have to make a choice here. You can see we've got 3 souls, which is good, and 2 darkness. So I can only choose 2 of these. So we'll just go and do those, and close that one. That's now fine, and we're just back to doing what we were doing before. Can we buy any Praetors yet? Probably not. I would like to. Zul, not quite. No, we can't yet. So. And anyone can bid on these, by the way, so we'll all be bidding on these together. Yeah, no, we can't do anything there. We could do manuscript if we wanted to. So again, you may be wanting to just keep a bit of tabs on what's, if anyone has actually maybe chosen one, but it might be a bit too much micromanagement for you to be doing that. And so I'm again just going to go and grab tribute. Now we knew that here with the face in the sand, it's the infernal. We're going to knock it out before, like with those 11 points. We do 12 points of damage before the infernal phase. So I'll just show you the combat. And so in this case, I've got my tribute in first to get the most tribute. Again, that's just one of those little things. It doesn't tell you that, I don't think, in the game. I forget where I saw that, but that's important to sort of know that you can get better tribute if you are the first. Now we're going to be the 4th if anyone else has got tribute. If the others have all got tribute on theirs. So let's now just go across and we'll move this particular legion. Now, I don't think I want to go there, but I will actually move this one around to this side. Now, the Mines of Gehenna are a bit too much, and we're just going to go into battle. So that order is now created, and again, when we hover over the face in the sand, we can then sort of see our numbers and through here, and we can see their numbers. 11 hit points, 10 infernal, which will kill us if they get back to that phase. But in the meantime, we do 12 points to kill them off at the start. So that's the goal. End our turn. Wheel of Pain, I don't know if that's a big one or not. So they're claiming cantons. Yeah, they're attacking. So they're claiming a territory. Oh no, they're not. They're moving forward. These get to move 3 rather than 2. Yes, the Unholy Fountain should be fairly easy, I think. Are they going to attack? Yes, they are. Now they lost the first round. They're down to 5. There's only 9 hit points in here. They do 1 extra point there and 3 extra points, so it's still going to be alive. Now the interesting thing is who's going to have the first move next turn, because they're both going to be vying for it. They're both going to want that. Then finally we're the last one. But we can take this out in one go. So ranged phase first. We did 3 damage to it. It's down to 8. And then we hit it for the other 9 points of damage. And we take it before anything else can actually happen. So that's good for us. Legion wins. And we didn't take any damage at all. Now this is the these are the Titans. I don't know if I spoke about them before. There are other units on the field of play that you can kill if you're wanting to. You also then do pick up experience. Now we've just grabbed that one. We've now sort of rocketed ahead. We're now the clear conclave favourite. We've got 30 prestige. So what we can do is we can actually now go and spend the 30 and rise up another rank, which would be a good thing for us to do. We can't do any vendettas or anything. We may need a little bit of it for other things, but let's just go ahead and yep. So it's now the regent is now going to be Ursabeth, and see the game itself plays relatively quickly. There's just a lot you can do. We've got our tribute in through here again. Now I'm going to go with the Hellfire because I'm just getting more of it and only got the one Ica, even though Ica is what I need. So we'll grab those. A battle report, just giving us a bit of information about what happened at that particular battle. And then there was an auction concluded. So the manuscript of Sinew Slice has been purchased from the bazaar by an unknown Archfiend. And this is where you don't really know what's going on. And so somebody has grabbed this particular one. And so there'll be a second one in there somewhere. We may need to grab it, like to stop somebody else from completing the manuscript and getting an advantage that way. But there's just so many layers on this game. Like, it's simple to play, as I said before. Like, we've now got the face in the sand. That's going to then give, and that's the thing we saw at the start of the game. Like with the legions are then marching towards it. But we've now captured that one, and it'll slowly get its hit points back turn after turn. Now we get a prophecy strength of +2, and increases the chance prophecy rituals will succeed. Now it doesn't give us so much the when we go back in here. Excuse me. This is a bit of a summary as to what you end up having. So we now we control 2 of these: Face in the Sand and also the Stronghold. Yeah, we've got no manuscripts, no artifacts. Praetors, we don't have anything in there either, so we can't really sort of do anything and try to get any of those just yet. Sanctum. I still don't think I'll do this either, to be honest. I think I'll just keep on trying to move forward. But what I will do is I will go up another rank, so we'll just go back out again. I'm looking for tribute initially. I can't take this. This is too strong for me. Yeah, we sort of end up being -3 after the first round. There's a couple of rounds of combat, so that's not going to work for us. And then we go back into the Sanctum, and we'll go to our rank and level up now to be a Marquis. So we've now created an order to do that. Again, we can just move back out and end our turn. Yeah, so they get to move first, and they'll finish off the attack. Actually, still got 6 there. Unholy Fountain did a bit of damage back. They get 3 damage there, another 2. So there's going to be 1 point left over. So this was they're going to leave it open for the other group. So that was Elspeth, and then we've got this is Andromalius, the fallen angel, and so he'll then take it. Now, again, you can't just attack people, you can't just take their places of power, you have to threaten them for it. And so that's what would have to happen there. Now he's trying to surround the Great Wheel of Pain as well, and trying to block that one in, so that one now can no longer move out. This one's now moving up. They have a chance to spawn another one, there we go. So when they move, there is a chance that they will spawn a second one of these Striders. Okay, Andromalius coming through now, and he's now the favourite. We're down to 3, so we've lost all of our prestige, but we are now a Duke, and so we're the only one that have reached this particular level. Let's go continue. So we're here now. So now again, we've got Tribute that just came in, and we've got 2 of those. That's useful. Grab 2 Darkness as well. Actually, no, I still want this. I'll still just take the extras at this stage. We're going to need a little bit there. Battle report. So we've got a few different battles that went on. So unfortunately, Ezebet missed out, but Andromalius did actually manage to take the Unholy Fountain. So that's now fallen to him, and that's fine. New favourite in the Conclave is So Andromalius is now in Cetus. The rank increased, so we are now a Marquis. So you've successfully petitioned the Conclave to improve your standing amongst your peers. You may now be known as Astaroth, Marquis of Hell. You receive more tokens when seeking tribute, and you gain +1 voting power for edicts. Edicts are put out by the Conclave as well, by the way. Your diplomatic actions are stronger, but you have more options when setting vendetta conditions. So it just gives us more agency and more power, more choice when we sort of level up like this. Now we have to build up again to get to the become a Duke. So we have to just keep on sort of working on our prestige. So at this stage, what I probably would then do, there's another auction. Now this is another manuscript that has been purchased by an unknown Archfiend. Is that the second one? I forget what the first one was. There's no ongoing. What we might do is still go and get tribute. I can get 2 tribute if I wanted to. So seek tribute. Now, in this case, we draw 4 and we keep 3, so we're going to be able to sort of get a lot more. And then the tribute quality is, in fact, you can see there the tribute quality is we've got an order slot penalty for number 2, so we do get to see that penalty now if we go and get the second one. Let's go and create a plot just so you can see what that looks like. So the first time we go through, we create the order for a plot, but we don't know what it's going to be yet. So we'll now just go and end our turn. Now we're seeing a lot of armies moving around. Are they going to attack? Yep, they are. We should take this without too much trouble. Don't be too worried about the hexes don't really matter that much, but they do block off. So this one cannot attack through without actually setting up a whole diplomatic incident. But it's now going to try to come out this way. So do we want to block it off or not? I don't know. If we sort of see someone becoming too much of a threat to what we think we might want, like for example, it'd be cool to be able to take these things out just to get the experience. So we're now back to being the regent again. So it's now gone through the full list. We've got 6 prestige. Let's go continue. And so now, being a marquis, we end up with our tribute. We now actually get to keep 3 of them. So we have souls, which is still wanted to get the Ica. I'll take that one. I will take this one, and I'll take the Hellfire. So we're missing out on, we're getting 1 for 2 basically. So we'll just go that way. So not ideal. Now we've got the select scheme, plan or plot or connive. So in this case we've got, this is something that becomes our objective in the game, temporary objective. So win 3 vendettas with the capture canton condition, and we get 20 prestige if we win that one, or place of power, capture the unholy fountain. Now this one is too far away, like the unholy fountain, whoops, is, or is it? Is it? If we go north, it's a little way off. We have to go around Pandemonium to stop that. I'm thinking I also want to stop this one from getting in too close. The Mines of Gehenna are too difficult for us. Yeah, these are both too difficult. That one's almost within reach. So I think what we'll do is we'll move up around Pandemonium. We'll sort of make it so that nobody else can really attack it. Although it looks like Andromalius may be sort of heading down this way, just to sort of block off cantons around it, the hexes around it. So we've got our select the scheme. The vendettas, I think, are going to be the better one for us. This one here, if we could do it, would be 30, but it's a long way off. Let's just go and grab this one here. So we can either declare it privately, where we end up with getting 15, or we can declare it publicly. So it's worth more prestige if the other players know that that's what we're aiming for. I think I'm going to do it privately because they can accept threats and not allow vendettas to happen. So let's just go and do it privately. Again, I'll just so I'll select that one. That one doesn't cost us any action points, so we've now selected the scheme. It cost us the action point previously. Battle reports, back in through here again, we saw that one. Tribute offering. Now this is your minions have brought you a meager offering of their own volition. So we receive these automatically. These are not part of the tribute that we demand. We're now the regent, so we get to move first. And you also have drawn an event card. Now we actually ended up getting a Leviathan Rising. So an Abyssal Leviathan is unleashed, looking to overthrow 1 place of power per Archfiend before it returns to the pit. So this one over through here is to actually cull 1 legion per Archfiend before it returns. So these are these are essentially. I'll just show you. You press number 5. You then come into the rules of the game. This is really worth reading, by the way. It's very, very well done. But you also have your codec. And so if we have a look at the Titans, these are Titans. So what do we have? We had the Abyss Leviathan. This is the strength of this particular card. It's very, very strong. Like way too strong for us. And we won't be wanting to play this. But at least we're the ones with the card. So nobody else can play it either. So if someone was very weak in places of power, they would want to play this card just to level the playing field, I guess. The Abyss Striders, we see these on the map a little bit. They're very, very weak. The Angelic Host is the other card that we actually have. So 18 and 18 with 22 hit points. It can fly, ignores penalties from lava, ravines, rivers, and swamps. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, that's the codec. I did want to show that because that is an incredible resource. Even the anything on the actual map, like if you just press number 5 again, or click on the up the top through there, go back to the codec. You've got the place of power. So all the different place of power that can randomly come in are actually there, including Pandemonium, like the main seat of power. So there's everything is back in here. The face in the sand gives you a bit of a backstory as to what it actually is, why it's there. It's so awesome, this game. It's just so much in it. I know I'm gushing, but I am a fanboy. I've got to say, I've been looking forward to this game for so long. We've got swamps down through there, so this one is unclaimed. Entering the canton ends your movement. So we could, if we wanted to, move to there and then go into the swamp and then move down around here. Or we can move up towards Pandemonium. I think I might do that just so I've got like a canton close by. But let's go and do our tribute first, and then we'll go and do the movement. But anyway, I really probably should shut this one up. So when we go in there, that ends my movement. If I had to move straight there, that would have been the end of it as well. And there's different other sorts of things that happens in swamps as well. So times 0 melee damage taken by the defenders. So the defenders actually do well against melee if they're actually in there. Not that it's going to worry us. So it is a good place for legions to then go and hide defensively. Anyway, I'll just end the turn. But the turns play quickly. It's not a long, laborious game. Fluid of Pain. They've now taken it. So people are now starting to get their places of power. Now we should be in a position where we can start to get a Praetor, I would guess. I haven't checked that one. Might just show that a little bit. Yeah, they're coming out towards where we are. We might sort of zip around the other side a little bit as well and try to cut them off. I don't think we're going to be able to. They'll get through. Alright, so we're now going to go last in this next round. But anyway, look, I won't keep on going. Or is there anything else I need to show? There's the Ica. That's good. There's even more Ica there. And if you're pretty good with... so I'll grab the Darkness. Plans are in motion, so the new scheme is now in motion. So we now need to try to win 3 vendettas with the capture canton conditions, which means essentially we need to start to put the pressure on. To show that one, I'd be wanting to be close to where I'd be wanting to capture them, and I think I'd be wanting to take Elspeth's. So if we go into Elspeth, I can then go through. There's an encyclopedia entry there for her. Again, we can sort of look at the individual things. We can also go to locate to show where she actually is. We can also go and click on her over through here and pick up other aspects and sort of find out more about what she actually has. If we don't know of any schemes or anything like that at this stage. So when we know things, we then do get other information. So this is Elspeth's. Oh, that's Belial. It's just giving us the information. That's okay. Did I have the wrong one? I did have the wrong one. Yeah, this is Elspeth's through here. So anyway, that's got the ritual table. We don't. Again, there's a lot we just don't know about the other individuals. So let's just go back across. We'll now go to diplomacy, and I'll just show you that as well. So with Elspeth, now do we want to do that first or second? Probably do first actually. No, I'll do it. Actually, no, we're going to go last anyway. Yeah, she's going to be moving. Actually, we'll do it. We'll do it last. Again, because of the order, I know that she's going to get to move before I do, and I'd like to be out here if I can. So, just in case she moves in the second phase, so I'm going to move this one now. Okay, so we'll move that way. That way we'll be sort of close, and we can start to put pressure on her. And so no matter what happens, we're going to be close enough to then be able to start to take cantons. So in this case, enemy rank increases, so Andromalius has now grown, become a marquis as well, like us. There's been other battle reports, auction concluded, another manuscript. So someone's buying up the manuscripts, we don't know who that is. If we go across, we've still got this other one. We're going to go back into diplomacy. Whoops, wrong one. Diplomacy, Elspeth. And so we'll start to pressure this one, and we're going to make a demand. So we're going to make a demand in through here. So demand tribute from expert. You can declare vendetta if they reject your demand. And so we're going to go through there. We're going to demand 4 tokens. I can actually make it even more, I think. I can go down to 3 or 4. 4's the most I can do. I will confirm this one. So in accordance with hellish law and Narcfiend dictate, I hereby demand that you furnish me with the following tribute. So we'll confirm that one. And so she then gets a chance to then respond. I don't know why I like it so much. Anyway, we've now made a demand pending. So when we see things, we can see some things, not all things in here. But that's the diplomacy. We'll just end our turn. And then she'll get to consider it, and then we'll get a response. And we'll be in a good position. Now they're going to start to get experience. Now, the first phase, actually this one was strong because it was next to this other one. So this one actually had a combat support by the other one that was there. But they still got it in the end anyway. Down to 1 point though. Wow. That was carnage, but they did get there. Again, it's simple mechanics, but done extremely well. So they've taken that one out. So when you have two units next to each other, half of the other unit will then be applied to the combat ratings, which is, again, pretty cool the way that one actually does work. So Elspeth is now the Conclave favourite, and is going first in the next phase after this. So we've got, alright, Torment. A few years have passed that the fallen sometimes forget their eternal punishment. Today, Astaroth remembered the resulting step of pain has cost them 1 point in a random power. Now, somebody's played this card. Charisma has been reduced to 0 and cannot be reduced further by this effect. So, Torment is something that, and now I think everyone loses one randomly. I think when Torment is played. So unfortunately, somebody has played the card for that one. Now we can always buy it back, and in fact we might look at doing that if we can't get something from the bazaar. So we can get. These are the Acheron's Butchers. That's 10. We can actually afford that. It's a Ravine Walker. Again, it's got exactly the same as what we've currently got. This would be incredibly powerful to have in with our other ones. It's going to use up all of the Ica, and we've been saving that one up. The Praetors would be great to add in as well. We can't afford the Ica required for these high level ones, only for the low level. It does give us only +1 melee, which isn't enough. Artifacts. So this one here, we can certainly afford these. Infernal +4. And Infernal Resonance, so half of the user's Infernal attribute is added to damage dealt in other phases. It's not bad, that one. Deceit and Prestige go up. Generates extra Prestige as well. I can't afford that one. And then Manuscripts, I mean these have been gobbled up. It's a Gambler's Strike. Chance of either tripling or negating the technique technique damage. Bleeding Wound counts double against orbs techniques. This is actually if your Praetor is fighting. There's also Praetors can actually end up fighting as well, like dueling. I don't think we'll buy any of those. Maybe we will buy this one here. Let's go and place a bid. So we place the bid. Now you can, you don't have the correct combination of tokens that would meet the minimum cost of this transaction. Would you like to consolidate some? Now if we go to consolidate, that means that we're going to spend a turn consolidating our tokens together to then make it so it'll fit in the 8 boxes. So I don't have enough. If I go and cancel that, I can't get enough of these to add up to meet the requirements to buy this. And so it's going to take me a turn of doing that, which I think I might still do because it's a powerful unit. If I go to consolidate into here, I can then start to bring forces in to do that one. I'll just go back out. I'll just quit back out of there. And place the bid there again and then go consolidate. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I've still got to do it manually. So what it wants me to do is to essentially bring groups together. I can have up to 9 of any one particular group in an area. So we've got this one here is going to cost me, which we didn't see what it is. Yeah, so it's 4, 10, 2, 5. 4, 10, 2, 5. Let's do the consolidation now. Actually, I'll do that afterwards because nobody else is probably going to be able to get it either, I wouldn't think, unless they consolidate. I don't know what that does. Oh, that is the consolidation, I think. Yeah, so that just takes us straight there. Anyway, let's go back out, so that way we end up with the first tribute first. So we'll just create that order, and then we'll go back in again and just do the consolidation. So it was, we need to get a lot of the Ica together. Actually, sorry, I've forgotten again. I'm terrible with this. Yeah, 10 of those need to be put together, or close as, and 4 of these and 5 of these. So we have the souls. Now we've got fire and souls there. Sorry, fire and the blood. Now the blood wasn't critical, I don't think. It was the souls that required. No, it was the blood. It was the Ica that was actually a lot that we needed. Let's just go and combine a lot more Ica. So we'll start to bring these forward. The darkness also, we needed a few of those. So I can start to just bring these across. So we've got 5 Ica, 7 Ica. I wish it would show you down in here. That would be good if it did. Yeah, we don't get to see the actual cost. That would be handy actually if it did show us that. 7, 3. I think we needed 5 for that one. I'll just place another one in there, and we could still consolidate a few of these other ones as well. The Hellfires as well. Well, let's just do that. That gives me 9, 2, 4. This gives me a very, very powerful unit back in through here ultimately. So let's just go and consolidate. So that's going to be the second order. Now we can't place the bid there. Yep, so we can't do that one just yet. Just go back out. And so that's the consolidation. All right, so if we end our turn, now we're gonna wait. We've got the new conclave favorite. We've got enemy rank increases. We saw that one before. That was Belial. Now that's doing that one. Demand delivered. So Elspeth has received your demand and will respond next turn. So we'll find out what actually happens. Torment. That was played. Okay, everyone's got that one. The conclave proclamation. Your vote will be required. So in 3 turns, the conclave is actually going to ask us to vote on something, and we get 2 votes. I think being a marquee. So a message. So this is where, when you play the actual diplomacy in the game, you're going to be able to then write your demands to people, and just messages as well. So she's written back. She's written and says, "Do you know the intimacy of hatred, my darling? I will do this slowly. I will make you feel things you've never felt before. At least one of us will enjoy it." So this is just where she's now making sort of veiled threats. It's not an official threat, but it does sort of show what happens when you do play multiplayer. And then we've got the battle reports back in through there. So let's just go and end our turn. Now they've got to go back and lick their wounds. Okay. Let's see what she did. Now she's the only one that hasn't gone up a rank at this stage. She can certainly afford it. And that's just the way it goes. So now it's Astromalius is now going to be the regent. Winds of Discord. So people are playing their cards. So Spark of Unrest has been fanned into the flames of revolt, and the place of power has risen up against Andromalius in rebellion. It returns to neutral, awaiting any Archfiend ready to take an example of its dissidents. So no longer controls the place of power or the unholy fountain. So that's something that Andromalius has now lost. So that's interesting. Somebody has done that as a subterfuge. Now we do have the demand has been rejected by Elspeth. So what we can now do is we want to declare a vendetta. So we're now going to declare the vendetta, and we then set the terms of the vendetta. And so this is the conclave is getting in the middle of this negotiation. We set the terms, and so we're going to capture territory. We want 3 to 6 cantons because this is our secret objective, our plot. So it would be, I would like to destroy legions, but I'm just going to do capture territory. And so we'll capture 3 cantons. The turn limit will be 3 turns. That really shouldn't be a big problem. The wager, I'm really just doing it more for showing, but I can actually go and increase the wager if I wanted to. I can do things, for example, like if I capture more, I should get sort of more actual prestige if I sort of capture a heap of them. But I won't do that. I'll just capture the minimum. And if I do it in a reduced turn limit as well, I can then get even more prestige. But but I can sort of blow this out as well and get even less. But I'll just go and do it in, say, 3, because that should be enough for us. In fact, we should be able to do it in 2, but I'll take 3. And the prestige to wager, as we wager this, we end up getting more and more coming through this other side. So 8 is the most we've got. That's all we've got. So we'll wager that one through there. And so we're going to get 17 back from this wager. So that will be set the terms. And so that now, again, doesn't come off our orders, but it's now something that's now going to be the objective for our war with her. It's going to be a very limited war. And so, so we'll confirm that one. So tribute, select your tribute. We've done that one. No, we haven't done that yet. So we now choose 4 of these. We'll choose the souls. We'll choose those. In the Wings of Discord, the card has been played, and we don't know who's had that card. So somebody has played it, and they've played it against Andromalius. So it's one of the other 2 that have actually done that. Don't know why they didn't do it against us, because we do actually have ultimately more points than Andromalius. But let's go and grab the... let's go into here, which then is going to give us a lot of choice to be able to then gobble up the cantons in the next thing. So I will be wanting to move freely to there. Now, we get to move before they do if we do the movement first. I'm pretty sure we can't move in there just yet. I think we have to wait for the next turn when it's all been ratified by the conclave. But we could move to there, which then does give us a bit more we can then aim for. Let's go and do that, I think. Or we just stay where we are. Yeah, if we stay where we are, and then we go... I'll just make doubly sure we can't actually move. Yeah, we can't go in there. So we'll just right-click that one, so that we'll just get rid of that one. So we're going to get tribute. So we'll ask for tribute, and we will also go in and go to the bazaar. And now we will actually go and buy this one. So we'll place the bid, and now we can pay for it with this big one that we've actually got. So we'll just auto-select, and so that's now just got the selection there. So we'll pay that amount. So auto selected, and then end our turn there. So the Unholy Fountain has now been released, and then these guys are now attacking it, and they should win it on the last one. Yep, they've got it. Although actually they had it before. They lost it. They've got it back. There's our next Legion. Alright, so we're now going to be the first ones to do anything. So we've got a bit of an advantage now, because we do get to... no, they didn't move. But now it's been... The tribute is now... I'll just get the tribute sorted. Just get those. New favourite in the conclave. Yep, that's okay. Andromalius has now moved to the head. Enemy rank has increased, so Elspeth has now grown into a marquee. We're only got 3 prestige because we're now betting that we're going to do better. Auction has been won. We've got Acheron's Butchers have now been won. Now, if that one moves down, it's going to be extremely powerful, but I think I'm going to move it off and claim territory, ultimately. Vendetta has been claimed, so war with Elspeth. So your claim of vendetta against Elspeth has been validated by the conclave. You've wagered 8 prestige points, and you will capture 3 cantons within 3 turns. The conclave eagerly waits to hear word of your success or witness your abject failure. Now we can't attack their actual units, but so we can't physically go in and attack. But we will try. We've got the first move, so we're going to move into there. We're now the regent for the next turn, and then we've got battle reports as well that we sort of saw there. Again, it's just nicely done, the whole thing. And again, if we go into here, we can then sort of see from so the vendettas, capture 3 cantons is what we have to then go and do, and the schemes that we have is we need to win the 3 vendettas with the capture canton condition. So that's sort of really what we're trying to do at this stage. So let's go and move this one first. So I'll grab that one. I don't think this one's powerful enough to really take us on. Not really, no. And I'm just going to block this one in for the second phase. Now it may wander up this way, so I think I'll just keep on gobbling up. Actually, even that one, if it does move there, it may move past. This will be the second one. It may move past, which will then claim us another canton. It's not going to move there and stop. It's probably going to keep on going this way. It could even go there and keep on moving off, but no matter what, I don't think that's going to end up there. So let's just see what actually... Oh, hang on, this is... It is move. Oh, I've got 3 moves here. In that case, I will follow this one up. I didn't realise this one had 3 moves. There we go. End our turn and see what actually happens in through here. You cannot end your turn until you've resolved the following message, so select the event card. Understood. Where's that? The Regent. Oh, your events will be stored in the Sanctum. Okay, so this is Vault Rot. A foul stench pervades the vaults. Every Archfiend loses 25% of their tribute tokens. Okay, we'll do that. We don't want to be launching one of these. So we do get to, every so often, we do get to do one of these missions. Okay, so that's, we've made the selection. We move first. They may move next. That's one that we've now taken. Coming down towards Pandemonium. They didn't move. Okay. All right, so we're sort of blocking off areas. She can no longer move back out that way without having a reason to do it, and that's not really going to worry us so much. But she now gets to move first, which may stop us if she gets in the way of us, because she moves before we do. And so 1, 2, 3. She can only move to there. And this will be the 3rd canton that we actually require. So I think I'll move to there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. She can only move to that one there. Or I consolidate a little bit better. I've got the Palace of Gluttony that nobody's taken. Let's just move. In fact, it doesn't matter. Let's just go back to the tributes. Do the tribute first, and then we'll do the movement, because she can't reach there anyway unless she brings in another force. Maybe I take this then that. That way at least I've got something if she does bring another force into here in this turn. And that should be all. That should be the vendetta then done. Vote on the edict. So we now have to vote. So curtailed influence. It does not allow one so much influence both inside and outside of the conclave. The successful candidate will have all of their event cards confiscated. I'm happy with that actually. So choose one Archfiend to vote for. Commander Malius, who sort of seems to be sort of moving ahead a little bit here. Vendetta continues. You have 2 turns remaining to capture 3 cantons. Tribute offering. Yep, so this is just free stuff that we then end up getting, and then auction occurred in through here. So somebody has now got Zul. We don't know who that is. It may be placed in here. Like if we're going to see it, that's where it'll be. We've got a bit here, but let's just keep on going. So they get to move. So to break those cantons that they're picking up, we would need to ultimately, do another vendetta against them. They've only got 3, but that should still be enough. So they're wiping out the Abyss Strider. And that's going to give them like experience to level them up. Yeah, 2 more victories to level up in this case. They've already leveled up once, so by the looks of things. which then makes them a lot more powerful. They did it with 1 point to spare. Yep, she didn't move. Alright, so Elspeth is now the regent, so she moves first in the next phase, but we've already now won what we needed to win. So tribute, select your tribute. 2, and souls or darkness. Go darkness. Battle report. Again, so he's doing, Andromalius is doing extremely well. Now we've got your vendetta against Elspeth continues. You have 1 turn remaining to capture 3 cantons, which we've now sort of done. Votes counted, back in through here. Yep, so we did vote. We're the only ones that voted for him, or 2 of us voted for him. So that was Belial as well. So voted to. Yep, so one of the event cards is being confiscated. Good. We haven't played event cards. Ours are too powerful. And I don't want to be doing that. Now, in terms of what we have, where are we? I've lost track of where we are. Now we're in here, so we've still done. Okay, we've still got to claim 1 more. I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, okay, so we moved through 1, but we didn't actually claim it by moving through it. I thought we did actually, but that's okay. And so in this case, I'm just now going to move. Well, again, I'm in no great rush. She can't attack me. It's only me that can attack her, according to the rules of the Conclave. So I don't need to worry too much about that one. Let's just go and grab more tribute. And we'll now just move across. Actually, I'll just cancel that. That'll do. I mean, that's the only place I really wanted to go anyway. So this is the last turn. Okay, we just picked up a heap of points there. So we've now sort of gone up to 30 points. We're now the Conclave favourite. So we're sort of winning as we go. We're only up to turn 12, but you can see that we're sort of getting through. Actually, I've played for much longer than what I wanted to. It's one of these games. It is one of these one more turn type games. It's very, very, very well done. As I say, there's so many different interfolding mechanics that work in very, very cohesive ways that really make the game just so interesting. So I think I'll leave it here, guys. We'll just get our results. Vendetta successful. So you've successfully defeated in that one vendetta, and so we can then start to do other things as well. We can start to sort of then play other diplomacy. But the more we do that, the less tribute we get. The less. Now somebody actually did go through to the bazaar and picked up. There's Iron Maidens. That's a. That's one that we could actually grab as well if we wanted to. No, we couldn't. We don't have. Yes, we can. No, we don't have enough there. We don't have enough Ica. The Praetors. Barbatos. 4 and 5. We don't have enough Ica. Don't have enough Ica for any of those. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. So I could keep on playing and playing. I absolutely love it. Anyway, I hope that's been enough of a bit of an introduction as to what the game sort of does. It's very, very cool. When the turn runs out, there's then a sort of like a countdown timer where you've got a bit of time to sort of then go and do things to then try to win the game in other ways. There's many different paths to power. It does say that in the game, and it really is. There's a lot of different things you can do. We're playing very superficially with what we've been doing, but this is really quite cool. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Oh, please like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. I will be covering this game a lot. I'll be doing a lot of live streams on Twitch, here on YouTube as well, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.